Certified Agile Software Engineering Coach and a Certified Scrum Master, CSM. Certified Information System Auditor, CISA. Certified Internal Controls Auditor. Certified Six Sigma Black Belt and a Practicing Master Belt, Black Belt. He has a professional experience of 17 years across the world and worked in top MNCs like Microsoft, Bank of America, Philips Electronics and GE. Oh, some topics or some certificates are even new to me, and I do have some plans in my mind. So organizers, I would like to resign my job as anchor. I want to sit down with audience and
I would say going more
Thank
mile
you.
ahead in their career by learning new things. Then itself I told Zaire, like there is a saying in Hinduism, like there's a character called Lord Rama who went to Lanka. So there was a saying like a small squirrel has helped Lord Rama to build a bridge between India and Sri Lanka. I told Zaire, I want to be like the small squirrel. You people are doing a lot of things like building a big bridge. Let me be the small squirrel. If there any opportunity where I can help your society, please let me know. Thanks, Zaire. Okay, so today, as one of the participants in the event, I want to share my experience as well, the knowledge what I've gathered in the field of IT auditing. So actually, I don't want to say that I'm just an IT auditor, because auditing as a field, it's very vast, because most of us are from India or Pakistan. So what we would have seen, auditor in India is most of the time they'll go and look in accounts, financial books, general ledgers, cash balance. Is there any problem? That's all. Even when I was in India, when I was working in the software industry, this is what I know about auditing. Auditor means, yeah, there is a guy every 6 months my father will go and give accounts. He will check, he will say everything is okay. So this is what my understanding of auditing. But again, auditing as a field, it's very, very huge. There are financial audits, business audits, operation audits. Of late, since IT has become a very huge enabler, see, IT is no more a support function. For example, many of us are from retail field. Information technology has become a very critical enabler. It's not anymore a support function, just not support. If IT gets stuck for half a day, huge financial impacts. So IT has moved from the level of from the level of support to enabler. So again, first of all, let's understand the concept of auditing itself. Auditing means, many places it's very wrongly understood that fault finding exercise. Auditor will come, he will catch some mistake, I will become a bakra. No. Auditing should not be a fault. See, it's as such, auditing is not a fault finding exercise. Auditing is a business advisory. Auditors are advisor for business. On what? What are the various risks faced by the business? Basically, auditing is a risk-driven event. Audit should help the business to identify, there are a lot of risks in the way you handle your cash, the way you handle your business relation, the way you handle your IT systems, the way you handle your people. Everywhere there are potential risks. So the exact purpose of auditing is, you have a variety of operations, let it be finance or HR or IT. What are the risks you have in these operations? What kind of controls you have for addressing these risks? How effective these controls? This should be the activities of an auditor, to be frank. This is what the International Auditing Forum teaches us. There are a lot of forums like ISACA, International Institute of Auditors and all. Audit should be a risk-driven event. It's not a fault-finding exercise. First of all, if at all we have this kind of perception, let's change it now. Auditing is a risk advisory, or it should be a risk-driven event. Auditing should be considered as a tool, or the audit department should be considered as a advisory for business. Okay, let's forget about other audits and all, because today here we are going to talk about IT audits. So again, as I told, auditing is a risk-driven event. What could be the purpose of IT audit? What could be the purpose of IT audit? Why should we have IT audit team? Many of the banks or any organization you go in Kuwait or anywhere in Middle East, there will be an auditing team. IT auditing team. What do? No. See, you have to go back to my previous statement. Auditing is a risk-driven event. So, what should be the purpose of IT auditing team? Identify the risk, help the management to address the risk. Yeah, but see, generally, if you see, IT audit team will not be a separate team in many companies. There will be internal audit team. There will be a team called internal audit team. That team will have one specialist or two specialists who will be having background from IT, like certifications like CISA, who will help the company to identify the IT risk and address the risk. Generally, IT auditing is considered as a part of the big internal auditing wrapper. See, in a holistic view, we say it's called internal audit. See, again, auditing also, it's again, there are two types, internal audit and external audit. Internal audit is like there will be a person who is internal to your company. You are part of your company who will come in once in a quarter or once in a 6 months. They will check, okay, see, for example, your internal audit team, what they will do, they will prepare an annual audit plan. Okay, the next 12 months we are going to audit this area. This month I will do this month like that. They will put a plan. As per the plan, they will start auditing. External auditing means, for example, you are a public limited company, you get money from your investors, you invest in your business. Are you properly using that money? Somebody should come from outside and check your cash balance and how you do business. Because you are taking crores of money from investors, shareholders outside, you are trying to utilize it for your business. Is that money, whatever you are getting from outside, is being used effectively or not? You can't ask your internal auditor to go and look in and certify because he is your guy. That's where we are bringing an external body to audit those things. They are called as external auditors. There are companies like Ernst & Young, KPMG, Deloitte, PwC, they are called as Big Four. See, there are a lot of other companies, but these Big Four companies are known as external auditors. But my company, ProTVT, we are expert in internal audit. We don't do, because the difference between internal audit and external audit is, when the external auditor comes, when they do audit, they have to certify. If you would have seen in India, there was a company called Satyam Computers. They collapsed. What they did? Whatever money they earned from Satyam Computers, that owner, he invested in a construction business called Metas. There is a company called external audit called PwC who came. They told, they audited, everything is right. They stamped and went. But still, the scam came out. Company collapsed. They lost the confidence of investors. So this is the difference. So internal audit, IT audit will be generally performed through external as well internal parties. But here we will be talking more on how the IT audit is getting done from internal audit perspective. So what they do is IT audit, how company approaches every year, what they do in the year beginning or once in 2-3 years, what they do, they try to take the stock of what are the risks faced by my IT department. Again, IT department also, it's again high level. IT, what could be the risk faced by IT? IT process, IT people, your infrastructure, your application, everything is facing risk. For example, let's see, application. You developed the application like 10 years back. You never migrated it. So your business requirements are going up, but your IT systems, the way the technology stack on which they are built, they are legacy. Can they support your emerging business requirement? They cannot. Okay, this is from the application side. Let's talk about infrastructure. You bought a server before 7-8 years. Due to cost constraint, budget constraint, you never refreshed your server. You never replaced it. So your scaling a business requirement may not be supported by your servers. It's a risk. Or whatever the kind of support the user expects, your server may be giving very poor performance. Customer may not be happy. So again, this is again going infrastructure side. Okay, let's talk about people side. IT department, you have 10 to 15 people. But again, you have one person who holds many responsibilities. Like he plays the role of DBA, system admin, everything. If that person leaves, it's a single point failure. It's a big risk. So risk you can classify from people perspective, process perspective, technology perspective. Again, the final one, the big one, information. Many companies, you have information security officers here. What they do? What are the risks faced by the different type of information I have? For example, bank, they may have very critical information. Customer information, credit card information, account, everything. this information can be taken out if you don't put appropriate controls. These are the risks faced by information. Like you allow everybody to use pen drive, hard disk, everything. Anybody can come and plug anything and they can take any data. Is it safe? So for example, if you can take the huge set of information possessed by bank, there are companies outside who are willing to pay for that. Because for marketing purpose, this information can be very well used. If a guy can take for example, let's assume NBK is a big bank here. That bank is having like millions of customer information. Some marketing agency, they want to grab all the information. They bribe somebody inside or outside. Maybe like a guy who goes for a project once I go for different clients. 2 months I stay, come back. If I'm allowed to insert my pen drive somewhere, I can easily take the information, come back. Or they bribe somebody inside. Okay boss, I'll give you money, can you get me this? End of the day, all are working for money. So, see again, this is things. These are the risks faced by information again. So, IT risk can be classified as people risk, process risk, technology risk. Your technology will cover your infrastructure and application and information. So, what is the see again? Since I told auditing is a risk-driven event. First of all, before starting your auditing, you have to first come up with all the risk. So this is called as risk assessment. Every year companies what they do, or I would say companies do once in 2 to 3 years, they do a full-fledged assessment, risk assessment. So they may not do only at IT level, they do at a company level. Like for HR department, finance department, operations, recruitment, IT, all the departments, they do something called risk register. So they hire somebody from outside, or they ask their internal audit team to come and do a risk assessment. Can you help me to identify all the risks? So this risk assessment is the first step in auditing. First they will identify all the risk. Then they'll make an entry. Then this year audit plan will say like I will take the top 10 risks. I will try to audit those areas. For example, my applications are having a lot of risk. Okay, this year I will audit applications. So next year I will audit my infrastructure. So like that they will start planning the audit. So this is how the audits are planned. So first you do a risk assessment. Then based on the audit team will go to management. Okay boss, these are the top 20 risks. How you want to address it? What do you think is very critical? So management gives priority. I want to address risk X, Y, Z from IT side. Then IT auditors will get into pitch. They will start working on again, when you go for field work, there is something called, you have to go with the audit plans, audit programs and everything. So how the auditor will approach it? For example, management says like, I want my IT audit team to look into the infrastructure related risk. So infrastructure means, okay, that the scope is defined. They know the infrastructure side is the scope area. And they will have the list of risk also. Now what they have to do is, they will start collecting all the evidence. They will interact with the team responsible for the particular area. For example, if we say infrastructure, they will meet with the data center team, they will meet with the system administrator, network administrator, and even information security managers. They will discuss, okay, this is identified as a risk for your particular area. What controls you have? How you will address? Do you have any control for addressing these risks? If they say yes, what the auditor will do? Are the controls are effective? Somebody says like, okay, my information is safe, nobody can come and take, I have put controls. Your USB drive is disabled or not. These kind of things they will check. And they say like, okay, I have policies, information security policy procedure. What I do as auditor when I go, if somebody says, yes, I have all policy procedure, everything is defined. I'll just walk, I will call somebody. Can you come here? I will ask him, can you tell me about your information security policy? Simple. To trap a guy, if somebody says, see, there is no use if you say I have policy procedure. What is the use? It's a mere paper. If somebody says I have policy procedure, everything is colors, no. That's only paper. That paper also, if you don't review, update in ongoing basis, there is no use. So this is how the audit fieldwork will happen. Auditor will go, take the risk. We will try to identify if there is a risk, what is the control in place. If somebody says control is there, what is the effectiveness of control? So then we identify whether the control is effective or not. Based on that, we will give a recommendation. Okay, we identified, we reviewed this area, there are controls. However, This term, however, is very famous in auditing. If any of you become an auditor in future, very often you lose the word, however, because you have to give credit to the work done. You can't simply take a hammer and hammer anybody, like you screwed up. No. You have to say like, we observed this, we observed this, we observed this. However, there is a gap, there is an opportunity, this can be exploited. So, if I talk in the core IT language itself about audit, there are something called VAPT, vulnerability analysis, penetration testing, network assessments. All these things are considered as IT audit only. See, IT audit can happen at strategy level, IT process review, IT governance review, management side thing, and IT infrastructure, network security, vulnerability analysis. All these things are different type of IT audits. So again, we classify them as high value IT audit or low value. For example, high value means what we can say. One company want to implement SAP systems. Company would have spent millions of dollars. If the SAP implementation is not happening properly, if the purpose is not achieved, company is going to incur a lot of loss. So our companies like ours who are into audit business, we classify these IT audits as high value IT audits and non-high value IT audits. So of late that is gone now, because high value IT audits, this is a concept came from Western countries. Well, see again, when somebody is calling us for a business, IT audit business, how much money we will be able to grab from the client. So based on that only, we will be able to get more money means we consider high value. So this is how IT audit is approached. Again, if we talk about certification on IT audit, globally there is a very well recognized certificate called Certified Information Systems Auditor, CISA. In this region, plenty of organizations, plenty of people are having it. You go to any company like banks or retail company, you look into the internal audit team, there will be plenty of CISA. Even I am a CISA actually. And it's a very globally, if any of you want to become an auditor, again another thing is the mistake done by our people in such exams is, you are an engineer, maybe by profession you are an engineer and you want to become an auditor. You should not approach the exam as engineer. When you write such an exam, so for CISA, even I could not clear in first attempt, I cleared in second attempt, because when I appeared for the exam first time in India, I was core software engineer. I'm an ex-Microsoft employee actually. I approached the exam as a software engineer. That will not work out, because it is an auditor certification. You have to take the view of auditor. See, in the IT system itself, if you go and look at infrastructure, there are different views. If you look as an auditor, you will always go, okay, what could be risk in that? See, as an auditor, you should always have a feeling. If you talk, if you see, if you review anything, what is the risk in this? Basically, auditing is a risk-driven event. Auditor's job is to identify the risk. But as a software engineer, I am a creator. How I can improve the performance, how I can make it better, this is how I will think. So this is how I approached the exam first time as a software engineer. I failed. Then I realized this exam I have to take the view of auditor. So any of you want to become an auditor, first try to understand the basics of the auditing field, because I don't believe in individual frameworks, tools and all. I believe in making ourselves strong in the domain. Audit is a domain. Try to make yourself more comfortable. The basics you better learn, like how to do audit, how audit is going to support a company. Okay, if as an IT auditor I am doing 10 audits in a year, what will be the financial benefit that the company will get? So try to learn the basics of audit. Then there are, there is a organization called ISACA, International Society of Audit and Control Association. So ISACA is a body which is conducting lot of exams like CISA, CISM, C-Risk. So all these exams are there well known, and professionally when you apply for a job, when 10 applications are going, if you are having any of the ISACA certification like CISA, CISM, CASSP is different. That is not from ISACA. That is from a different body. But auditing means predominantly CISA. Well, see, not only in Middle East, if you go to India or any European country, or people migrate from here to Australia, everywhere is well recognized. So you can go and make yourself member in ISACA. There is a annual membership fee. Then you can register for the exam. In a year, the exam is conducted twice. Once in June, the second slot is in December, and you can register for the exam, and you can purchase study material also. ISACA themselves gives a very well defined focused study material. So by preparing that as well, by having some extra references, you should be able to clear the exam. So yeah, actually, if you see in this region, many people are able to clear it actually. Even when I appeared first time, for me it was looking like a Herculean task, because awareness is not there. Now I am talking with you. So when I tried to appear before 4-5 years, not much guidance, because India always the focus is more on IT services, software development or software support. So all these things which are more say from IT, the IT governance, IT this side, not much focus. So probably if I would have got such kind of some kind of input, some kind of guidance, maybe I would have cleared when I was in India itself. But I cleared after coming here only, because this region the awareness is really good and it's emerging also, because there are a lot of forums like NAF, and there are people are called, people come and talk, and enough awareness. So you people also try to spread it, and if there any support required, I am here for next 2 months, because I am going for good back to India. But still I am connected with Zaire, and I can do whatever help I can, and easy task. So only thing is, people, if you want to become a certified auditor, information system auditor, CISA is a good option. Go and register yourself. Take 6 months time. I would say give 6 months preparation time. Prepare focusedly. Every day 2 to 3 hours, because you are investing your time, money. It should not be a joke, right? All are here for only making money. You can't just throw $500-600 just like that. Register 6 months before. Have a focused preparation. It's achievable. It's bit tough exam, but everything is tough only. If you want to achieve big things, you have to take some pain. There is no gain without pain. This is what I always believe. I always tell my son, no pain, no gain. So register it. I would recommend to have 6 month preparation. Definitely it's an easy task. And more or less, you don't need to end up your life as a technical guy itself. See, over a period of time, people come as support guys, network administrator, infrastructure administrator. They have to come out. You can't just stay there. The more you stay there, see, when you start getting junior people for less cost, one day you will find you will land nowhere. Company will say, thank you very much, you can go. Everybody, it's a business. There's no sentiment in business. People, when they will not see any value out of employing you, you're out. So keep upgrading yourself, keep writing such certifications. So that, see, again, anybody, the more you move into family side, we try to be complacent. Okay, 5 days work, 2 days, I just go hang around. I used to be like that, but since Indian IT industry went for a big wave, up down, I already seen 3. Since I kept upgrading myself, I could survive. I finished in 97, and first wave I saw in 2002. Not here, I was thrown out of US. After the 9/11 attack, all in a sudden I lost my job. But at that time I was not like this. I was believing software industry will survive forever. It was a bubble, it burst. Came back to India, I could pick up a job because I had an alternate skill. Again 2009, it went for a big wave. I had another non-IT certification also. I am a certified Six Sigma Black Belt. So what happened, when I was shown the door in India in 2009, I could pick up a job in Dubai. I came here. So again I hear it's going up down now, but now I am out of all those things. So always, why I am quoting this example is, keep upgrading yourself. Don't be complacent. Outside world is very competitive. We are thinking that we are only doing everything, but no. People are so smart. People are taking effort, because they know. See, nobody wants to be here. They know any moment. Again, localization is getting into heat now. Saudi, it's peak now. So anything happens in Saudi, it may happen here also. Till the time you are here, try to be safe, secured. Try to move towards higher earning potential, for which these kind of certifications help. Yeah. Thank you very much.